as I mentioned, perfect lead in to Chad Fisher. So a lot of you were able to meet, I was able to meet Chad for the first time here in Orlando. We had our amazing homecoming event back in May, and I know a lot of you have already met him. But for those of you that haven't, you're in for a real treat. I was looking through his bio earlier, and he's basically essentially a certified and experienced in everything. So whether it's a certified shaman, certified Reiki master, energetic healing, you name it, Chad's been able to help out with so many different things, and he's been able to help out so many people, not just here with Healy for the past 2 years, but in before Healy as well. And we're going to get a chance to learn a lot from Chad's findings over the past 2 years with Healy about what he's found and what he's experienced, and specifically what the benefits of this bioenergetic defense program are. So Chad, if you are there, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Can everyone hear me okay?
You can, yes.
Perfect. Technology and me sometimes don't get along, so let me see if I can do this correctly. All right. We can see my screen, is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. It is so nice to be in this call with everyone. It's so nice to see a lot of faces that I truly look up to. And I met some of you when I was in Florida. So I just want to give you my perspective a little bit. I've been using the Healy for, oh my gosh, it feels like a lifetime now, but it's been over 2 years actually since I've been using Healy. When I first got the Healy, for the first year and a half, I wasn't selling the device. I was learning about the device. And when I would use it with my clients and myself, I would take notes. I have journals and journals and journals of notes on different programs. Where I work at a location that's like a frequency center, if you want to call it that. We have a Rife machine, we have a vibrational bed. So we do a lot of things with the energetic body in regards to frequencies. So it raised a lot of questions in my mind as to what is happening when you run certain programs. What frequencies are coming up the most? And with my, nerdiness, I call it, I would write down some frequencies and I would notice some commonalities between what was happening with myself and what was happening with my clients. And so this is just my take on some of the information on the bioenergetic defense and how it can protect your auric field from things that are kind of coming in at it. So let's just move right along here. All things bioenergetic defense, what are they really? We'll take a deep dive into what they are. And each program does certain, things to enable the energetic body to protect itself. That's really what these programs are for. They're for protection of your energetic field. All right. Like I said, I've been working with the Healy for over 2 years, and I've used it on hundreds of clients. I actually lost track of how many people I've used it on. So I've gotten a lot of feedback, not only from my use of it, but from using it on hundreds of clients. So what you're getting today is a deep dive into what comes up for me, but also for my clients as far as how it's really protecting your energetic field. Okay, first thing that pops up is general protection. This truly is energetic shielding for your energetic field. This is a great program to take with you. Have the coil hooked up to your Healy, and it's really good for large crowds because in large crowds, there's a thing that can be called energy harvesting, and it can really deplete your own life force vital energy. We've all experienced that when we go to a group and like a concert or a large group event, and it just feels like there's so much happening. It can be overwhelming for your energetic field. Your energetic field is really tied to your information field as what shamans call your subtle light body. Your subtle light body is really attached to your intuition. So this can, running this program while you're in crowds is is it creates that, what I call, it helps to protect from that crowd hangover, if you want to call it that. It's great for traveling, concerts, festivals, and any other large group event. Like I said, as a shaman, this protection really does tend to focus on the solar plexus energy point in the body. That energy point in the body is your battery. It is your, if you were an iPhone, that's where your charger would be. So when you're in large events or large groups, that area is very susceptible to giving and taking of energy. And it can be drained. So from my perspective, the Healy does protect that aspect within your information field. So one of my favorite programs to run, if I'm not quite sure what to run on myself, and if I'm seeing a lot of clients or I'm in public, I will just run this one, and it always brings me back to balance.
Yeah. Chad, one thing real quick. So this is interesting because a lot of people I think have sort of overlooked this bioenergetic defense program group in general, because they scroll through the programs and they see a lot of people refer to this group as the one that shows the Healy without it being connected to anything. It just shows it, clipped to your shirt or your waistband. And we get this question on Tech Tip Tuesday a lot. I said, people refer to using the Healy Pink Dot app without any cables or electrodes or anything like that. And they're referring specifically to this program group. So, it's very interesting. And I think a lot of people, and this is just this first one, I think a lot of people are like, wow, I should be using this one a lot more often. And then I know the one you're going to talk about next also, people are really going to be like, yeah, I really need to get into this program group. So
yeah, for me, Jake, it's really funny because I don't realize how much this program protects me until I get done using it. And I was like, wow, I just went through a whole crowd event and I feel okay. I feel protected. I feel safe. And that's really what, from my 2 years of experience in writing down frequencies that pop up when you run this program, I wrote down about 70 to 80 frequencies. And then what I did was when I used this on my clients, I found out what frequencies kind of matched. It came up a lot. So in this one, a lot of protection around your subtle light body came up. So this is protecting your energy field from other people's stuff. And it helps put that protective layer over you. So you're not taking in so many thoughts, so many things that aren't yours. And you can really allow your body to feel safe and protected in a big group environment. Love this program. This is probably one of my favorites. Well, I say that all the time. I have so many different programs. But this is absolutely one of them. Yeah. And like you said, you don't have to wear the coil. You can just wear this on your body. As long as it's within your energetic field, it will do its job. Moving on, we're going to move to the electromagnetic hypersensitivity. What I'm finding with my 2 years of experience with clients, a lot of people have this and don't realize they have this. They'll have headaches. They'll have, if they're around a lot of Wi-Fi technology or even TVs, this can create chaos within the energy field because there's so many frequencies coming into your energetic body. Within my experience of using this on clients and myself, I tend to find that the frequencies within this specific group of, for the electromagnetic hypersensitivity, the frequencies tend to be a little bit higher. And I think that is so it can balance the lower frequencies that are coming in from Wi-Fi, TVs, cell phone towers, even electrical lines. So that does create a lot of chaos within the energy field. Like I always say, the subtle light body, which is your information field, which knows everything about you. So this protects that field from getting too drained, from getting too hypersensitive, if you want to call it that. So I'm noticing this is becoming more and more of an issue as we kind of go into the digital age of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and things like that. So this really does protect your energy field from that. So this is one that I use a lot on people who don't know exactly what they're feeling as far as energy. Maybe they have, headaches here or there. As soon as I run this program on them and they get a sense of relief, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes. This is what I've noticed with my experience here with my clients. If they do have electromagnetic sensitivity, within 20 or 30 minutes, they feel a sense of calmness that they haven't felt before. That is my clue. That is my indication that, okay, there's some electrosmog going on within your energy field, and this helps to protect that. Okay. Cell protection, again, let's say this is one of my favorite programs. So this protects the cells. We have 50 trillion cells in the body. We can actually talk to our cells. They're listening, they're paying attention, which is, you get to dictate and, turn the ship in a way to let your cells know what is going on in the energetic body. As a shaman, I like to run this program when I kind of feel off, but I'm not quite sure why. Like, I'm not sick or anything, but I just feel like there's something off. We all have those days. We all have those moments. So I think you can kind of relate when I say that. I like to run this program when I'm not necessarily, sick, but I just feel different. I feel off. This will help my cells to bounce back. Our cells is soft, and what happens sometimes is when our cells are protected, they become hard. When our cells become hard, it allows or doesn't allow waste products to leave the cell. This program helps that process, is what I've noticed with my 2 years of using the Healy, not only myself and my clients. This works specifically on your cells to create harmony and protection from things like free radicals, radiation damage, toxic overload, and helps the cell to thrive. So this is a great program to run. If you kind of feel off, everyone has those days. We're going to talk about the case of the Mondays here in a second. There's another program that I would run for that. We're going to talk about that in just a sec. Mental clarity. This has really gotten me through some tough times in my life. Truly got me through some tough times. Mental clarity really helps your mind, body, soul connect. This almost feels like coherence to me when I run the coherence program. And coincidentally enough, a lot of the frequencies from the coherence program is also in the mental clarity program. I noticed that through my research over the past 2 years. So this really is tied to the coherence, the mind, body, soul connection. We live in a very trying time nowadays. So this helps to regulate our emotions so we can observe what's happening to us and not exactly react to it. Shamans call this the eagle phase. If you could think of what an eagle does, it can look from 2 miles away and look at your credit card and read it with precise precision. It has that 20/20 vision. So in a shamanic culture, the mental clarity aspect of the Healy is for a different viewpoint, a different stance of things that are going around you. It allows your body, it allows your energetic field to say, wait, I'm going to take a break for a minute. I'm not going to react to what just happened to me or what situation is put in front of me. I'm going to take a second and step back. And I'm going to look at this situation from a different vantage point. That's what this mental clarity is all about. It allows you to see things in your life that when you take a moment and observe and not react, you can truly get a different clarity from it. Hence, mental clarity. Love this program. I know I talked to you or talked about the case of the Mondays. I mean, let's be honest, we can't have all good days, right? So there are days where I have case of the Mondays. If anyone's seen Office Space, it's one of my favorite movies. And sometimes I'll hear in my head, someone's got the case of the Mondays. So when I feel I have the case of the Mondays, I love to run this program. It puts me in a really good mood. So next time you're having a case of the Mondays, run this program and see how you feel after. Take notes. I encourage you to take notes after you run a program to see what comes up for you. So mental clarity, again, I have so many favorites. Another one of my favorite programs. Yeah. All right, moving right along. What do we have next here? Sleep protection. This one protects you while you sleep, and it's a good program to run when you first get in bed, as the frequencies can stay in your field while you sleep. They don't just end when the program ends. This is also a great program to run with the bed rest, which I know Doc Steve is here somewhere. He talks about the bed rest and the vagus nerve. I actually learned that from him. That's something I didn't know, so I was so excited when he talked about that. Thank you, Doc Steve. So this program really does help with other sleep programs as well. From my perspective, it also helps our bodies when we go from that transition state from sleep to, from awake to sleep. Within that transition state, our bodies are less protected, and this really does protect that. It's a great program to run for children who might be afraid of the so-called bumps in the night. And it does help with if anyone has nightmares or sleep paralysis or anything like that. This really does bring that protection layer over your energetic field, with frequencies that help to protect the harmony and balance of your body while you sleep. Coincidentally enough, because I always do my cross references here within the frequencies, the frequency fine flow, which is in the sleep programs, a lot of the frequencies in fine flow are also in here in the sleep protection. So it allows your body to feel protected while it sleeps. It gives you a sense of coziness, like a warm blanket. That's the only way I can explain it. But yeah, another great program. Even if you're having trouble sleeping and not quite sure why, you can just run this program as well. Does a great job. Geopathy. A lot of people don't even know what that is. So let's talk about what geopathy is. It is a theory that links the Earth's inherent radiation with the health of humans, animals, and planets. Now, there's a thing called the Schumann resonance that Dr. Schumann discovered. It's a frequency of the planet. It's a frequency of Mother Earth. Everything, we all know this, everything has a frequency. You have a frequency, I have a frequency, but so does the Earth. Mother Earth has her own frequency. She has her own wants. She has her own needs. And so a lot of frequencies that pop up in this program are based on the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is 7.83. That's the actual Schumann resonance number. However, lately, the Schumann resonance is high. I think yesterday it was like 11.5, and our energetic bodies feel that. Our energetic bodies can feel that there is something different. They did a study. They took, I think it was 100 monks. I don't know the exact details of this study, but they realized that the energy around the place where they did this mass meditation, the frequency of even the building changed. Everything changed around it. So, when we do mass meditations on a global event, like we did when we used the coherence on a global event, that can actually affect the Schumann resonance. So a lot of the programs, a lot of the frequencies within this particular program set, I realized are based on that Schumann resonance. It's helping the body to become in coherence, if you want to call it that, with the movement and the energy of Mother Earth. So we're not so separate from it. It really does bring a strong sense of connection to your energetic field, and not only to you, but everything else around you. We're all connected. And this really does help to kind of bridge the gap and also protect your energy field from things that are coming in at it so fast. So again, another great program to run. If people are asking, well, why would I run this program by myself? This is a program where if you feel isolated, you feel maybe a little bit alone in the world. We all have those moments. We all have those moments that come and go. It's the ebb and flow of life. This is a good program to run. It'll kind of bounce you back to that original state that we're supposed to be in.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, sure.
So there's people, they're asking about the fine flow and the fact that it just presents a 0 hertz frequency into the body. And we actually talked about this last night on Tech Tip Tuesday, which is so synergistic.
Yeah.
In regards to this conversation. So just want to let everybody know that the fine flow's purpose or design is essentially just for that. It's increasing the flow of electrons through the body. So 0 hertz means that there's no change in frequency. However, the microcurrent is still producing a circuit through the body to enhance its ability to conduct. So that's why it's staying at 0 hertz. So that's normal, everybody. Thanks, Chad.
You're welcome. No, thank you.
Chad, I want to jump into and also just comment about the fact I posted that it also protects for geopathic stress, what are called ley lines and water crossings, which are actual geographic influences on people's homes. Many people may not even be aware that there's water deep underneath their home, or like I said, their property is lying on what's called a ley line. And that program will also help counteract those effects too.
Yeah, great. Next slide here, planet protection. This one is great for planetary shifts, like a retrograde, for example, helps with cosmic energy entering our world. It's a great program to run during solar events. There's the retrograde talk. Everyone has heard of that before. Things go wrong in life, they blame it on the retrograde. That's a good time to run this program. Other planets, just like Earth, have their own vibration and energy that can influence the cells in our body. This helps to protect that as well in your energy field while we're living our everyday lives as well. So that's the planet protection. I've run this one quite a bit on myself, and I noticed that after during running this program, I do feel a sense of connectiveness. I think a lot of the programs that are in the Bioenergetic Defense is to connect your energy field with yourself, so you can actually feel that harmonization, which influences our body. So that's why I like to run this program as well. The subtle protection. This is amazing program that helps to combat the frequencies that are coming into our interface within our field. It helps protect your subtle light body. The subtle light body is a part of you. Everyone knows this feeling when you walk into a room and something just happened. There was an argument or it just doesn't feel good. That is your subtle light body. That's a party that's saying, wait a minute, something is off here. It doesn't really feel right. That's your subtle light body. It holds all your information. Like I mentioned earlier, as far as the shamanic culture, this is tied to your intuition, because your subtle light body is trying to talk to you. It's saying, hey, listen, something just happened here. Put your guard up. So the subtle light body really does protect you from situations that you may not see with your eyes, but you can feel. And a lot of the frequencies that are put or posted within this subtle protection are frequencies for feeling protected. It's a great program to run after an altercation with someone in which situations have not been resolved to each party's liking. So if I'm working with someone or I'm doing a project with someone and something's amiss, where there's no resolution to our meeting, if we're having a business meeting, I will run this program with an intention. Of course, we know intentions are the catalyst to get the Healy working within the quantum field. So what I will do is I'll set an intention for the perfect outcome for myself and whomever I'm working with. And I will set that intention, let the Healy run, and 9 chances out of 10, it'll work itself out, because it's my intention that is guiding the ship, so to speak, as to what I want as a resolution to anything that's coming into my life. If that's a work event, personal event, things like that. Like I mentioned earlier, the subtle light body is linked to your intuition and knowing. Shamans have known this from the dawn of time. Within the sacral chakra, there's an energy point called the Hera line. It connects your energy to all that is. So the subtle protection really works on that energy point in the sacral chakra, based on the frequencies that come up within this program. This program helps to protect your field from incoming waves of frequencies that may lower energy input versus output. So it tries to keep everything in a kind of ebb and flow kind of movement. So that's the subtle protection. So let me see. I'm trying to see if there's anyone has any questions.
We've been trying to answer them as we go.
Okay, gotcha.
A lot of people missed some of the parts, so everyone was, nervous about being able to access it later. Yeah, the recording will be available on our YouTube page, HealyAmericas.com. And I think most people are just, I got a sneak peek of these slides before the call, and I got really excited when I saw them because I hadn't heard this much detail, especially about the bioenergetic defense programs. And I think all of us are always interested in finding more information about these types of programs that we can use in our everyday life. There's so many situations where we can use these things. And Izzy had a great comment, said that we need 48 hours in a day to be able to run all the great Healy programs. And I think not even 48 hours. I mean, there's 200 plus programs, and some of us, don't even get to entire program groups. So it's nice to, find out some practical applications for some of these types of programs.
Yeah, I agree.
Hi, Chad. This is Terry. A lot of people are asking about running it in the Blue Dot. And again, it's perfect to run in the Blue Dot because you're walking around, and when you have the Blue Dot, it takes the whole page and you can set it for the amount of time that you want to run those programs simultaneously.
Yes, and I agree. And I have, I see a lot of clients. Sometimes I'll see 15, 20 clients a week, which is a lot. Plus, everything else I'm doing in my life. And if I have a client that is like first time coming to see me, they're coming at me with their trauma, with their heaviness. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to protect myself. So what I will do if I'm doing a session on someone, like a deep shamanic session, whether I'm doing a soul retrieval or a light retrieval or energy work, whatever the case is I'm doing, because every body is different. So everybody gets different energy work based on what they're presenting to me or what's coming at me through their energy field. And so running this program in the Blue app, if I have a 2.5 hour session, I'll vibe this in my field for 2.5 hours while I do my session. And that is absolutely amazing because it keeps me energetically alive. I don't know how else to say it. It keeps me protected on all levels, mind, body, and spirit. So you're absolutely right in saying that. This is a great program to run in the Blue app. Just vibe it into your field. Pick the time that works for you, and vibe it into your field. So that's a great comment. I think that is all. Yep, that is it. My presentation here is done. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. We're happy to help them out. Jake, I'm going to throw it back at you.
Okay. Thanks, Chad. This was amazing. I really, really appreciate you sharing with us everything that you've learned so far in the first 2 years at Healy. But and I know we'll have some more questions that'll pop up here in the chat. But so at this point, as I mentioned earlier on in the call, we're going to open up the chat for any questions. We're trying to gear toward tech tip questions again, because this is Tech Tip Wednesday. So anything you want for us to be able to help out with, feel free to answer them or put them in the chat. We also have Taylor from our tech support team helping out in the chat on this call as well. She was on Tech Tip Tuesday last night too. So a little back-to-back chat questions here for her. But I know the chat is filled with thank yous to Chad, which it should be right now.